1800 hours, Pakistan Standard Time. Assalamu alaikum. This is Radio Pakistan, the news read by Ali Ahmed. First, the headlines. Prime Minister has emphasized the need for effective enforcement of the decisions through National Command and Operation Center to contain the outbreak of COVID-19. Imran Khan has announced an incentivized package for the construction industry in order to increase employment opportunities in the country in the wake of coronavirus outbreak. Government has released 100 billion rupees to industry in tax refunds under the stimulus package of 1240 billion rupees announced by the Prime Minister. World Bank has signed a financing agreement worth $200 million with the government of Pakistan for COVID-19 pandemic response. Foreign Minister apprised his Indonesian counterpart about the seriousness of situation in occupied Kashmir in the wake of COVID-19. In occupied Kashmir, Hurriyat leaders and organizations continue to reject the new domicile law introduced by India in the valley to change its demographic composition. And now the news in detail. Prime Minister Imran Khan has emphasized the need to render untiring efforts for effective enforcement of the decisions through National Command and Operation Center to contain the outbreak of COVID-19 across the country. He expressed these views during a visit to National Command and Operation Center for COVID-19 in Islamabad today. The Prime Minister appreciated the establishment of the National Command and Operation Center and progress made by it so far. He reiterated that there must be no compromise on availability of essential food items and sustainability of supply lines throughout the country. Imran Khan is stressed to prioritize the efforts and enforce the decisions of the NCOC through regular and timely meetings under the leadership of Federal Minister Asad Umar. He warns that hoarders and smugglers will be made an example. Earlier, the Prime Minister was briefed by Federal Minister Asad Umar and DG Operations and Planning NCOC Major General Asif Mahmood Goraya about the latest situation of the killer disease, measures thus taken far, and future course of action for containment efforts. Chief of Army Staff General Qamar Javed Bajwa was also present during the visit. National Command and Operation Center is nerve center to synergize and articulate the unified national effort against COVID-19 and to implement the decisions of National Coordination Committee on it. Prime Minister Imran Khan has announced an incentivized package for the construction industry in order to increase employment opportunities in the country in the wake of coronavirus outbreak. Announcing the package in Islamabad today, he said those who invest in the sector will not be asked questions about their source of income. The Prime Minister said fixed tax will be introduced in construction sector now. He said if the investor invests in construction projects under Naya Pakistan Housing Authority, 90% fixed tax will be removed and he will have to pay only 10% of tax. He said withholding tax on construction will be lifted from all sectors except for steel and cement. Imran Khan said sales tax is also being brought down in coordination with the provinces. The Prime Minister said there will be no capital gains tax for a family that sells its house. He said a construction industry development board is also being set up to promote the construction industry. Prime Minister Imran Khan has appreciated Facebook for disseminating timely and authentic information regarding the coronavirus pandemic. This was stated by him in a response to Facebook's Chief Operating Officer, Sheryl Sandberg, today. Sheryl Sandberg on her Facebook account had appreciated Pakistan expressing gratitude for the partnership against the coronavirus pandemic. Replying to her comments, Imran Khan said that he is glad in working for a common cause to protect lives of millions. Foreign Minister Shah Mahmood Qureshi held a telephonic conversation with his Indonesian counterpart Retno Lestari Prinasari Marsudi and exchanged views over global efforts to prevent the spread of the coronavirus. Shah Mahmood Qureshi, on behalf of Pakistan and its people, expressed grief over the loss of precious human lives in Indonesia due to the global pandemic. He also appreciated Indonesia's timely measures to contain the spread of the virus. The foreign minister informed his Indonesian counterpart about Prime Minister Imran Khan's suggestion of restructuring loans to support economies of the developing countries so that they can utilize their resources to save precious human lives and to prevent the disease. Both the leaders agreed to continue mutual consultation and joint efforts through platforms like OIC and United Nations to defeat corona pandemic. World Bank has signed a financing agreement worth $200 million with the government of Pakistan for COVID-19 pandemic response. Federal Minister for Economic Affairs Hamad Azhar witnessed the signing ceremony through video link in Islamabad today. The project, titled Pandemic Response Effectiveness in Pakistan, is to support the government to prepare and respond It will also support strengthening the country's national health systems for public health preparedness and response needs as well. The number of coronavirus infections in the country has risen to 2,450. These include 920 in Punjab, 783 in Sindh, 311 in Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, 190 in Gilgit-Baltistan, 169 in Balochistan, 68 in Islamabad and 9 in Azad Kashmir. 35 patients have died from coronavirus so far and 126 have recovered. The number of people infected from coronavirus globally have reached over 1 million, while over 53,000 have died so far. According to Reuters data tallied today, death toll kept soaring in the United States and Western Europe while the world economy spiraled disastrously. In a list based on officially reported data, Italy leads with 13,915 deaths, followed by Spain with 10,935 deaths. The United States is becoming the new epicenter with 243,635 cases and 5,887 deaths. This is Radio Pakistan. Prime Minister Imran Khan has said the RSS-inspired BJP leadership is pursuing discriminatory policies against Indian Muslims in the 21st century. In a tweet, he said such treatment is being meted out even in the 21st century towards the 200 million Muslims of India. He also shared a recent video clip of BJP leader Subramanian Swamy, who in an interview openly spoke against Kashmiris denying their rights. Foreign Minister Shah Mahmood Qureshi has said as the entire world is taking steps to counter the pandemic of coronavirus, India remains focused on hitting at Kashmiris by violating the international laws and resolutions of United Nations Security Council. In his statement on the recent Jammu and Kashmir Reorganization Order 2020, he termed it yet another illegal step by India to settle non-Kashmiris in occupied Kashmir by changing their domicile laws. The foreign minister said at present the Kashmiri leadership and thousands of Kashmiri youth are detained in Indian jails and Indian government, instead of providing them food and medicine, is bringing changes into their domicile laws. Terming this step as an extremely controversial step, the foreign minister said it could lead to further deterioration of situation in occupied Jammu and Kashmir. In occupied Kashmir, Indian troops continued with massive cordon and search operations in different areas of Kupwara, Bandipur, Baramulla, Shipanya, Pulwama, Islamabad and Poonch districts amid strict lockdown in entire territory. Indian police arrested at least 35 people in different parts of Kashmir Valley on charges of violating the restrictions imposed to prevent the spread of coronavirus. The occupation authorities intensified restrictions in the Kashmir Valley today to stop the people from offering Jummah prayers in mosques, dargahs and imam bargahs. Meanwhile, in a statement, World Kashmir Awareness Forum condemned the Indian government's recent attempts to change the demographic status of occupied Kashmir by introducing politically motivated rules in the territory at a time when the whole world is grappling with a pandemic of epic proportions. The executive members of Organization of Kashmir Coalition, Barrister Abdul Majid Trambo and Professor Nazir Ahmad Shawl, in a communication forwarded to United Nations Secretary General Antonio Guterres, urged him to intervene in critical situation of occupied Jammu and Kashmir. In Afghanistan, security forces have killed 7 Taliban militants in a counterattack in Wagaz district of eastern Ghazni province. In Palestine, Israeli security forces arrested Jerusalem Affairs Minister Fadi al-Khadami during a raid in Suwana neighborhood of Jerusalem today. And finally, the weather. Mainly dry weather is expected in most parts of the country during the next 12 hours. And that is the end of the news. For more news and analysis, log on to our website radio.gov.pk. And for live video streaming of our bulletins, visit the link facebook.com/Radio Pakistan News Official.